Have you ever felt it? That moment when she keeps glancing your way, but the second your eyes meet, she looks away. You think, was that just a coincidence? Or did she really notice me? You replay it in your head. The way she tucked her hair behind her ear, laughed a little too loud, or lingered in your space. It's confusing, right? Because women never say it directly. But here's the brutal truth. Most guys miss the obvious signs that she's already hooked on their vibe. And once you see these signs, you'll never see her the same way again. Did you notice them before? Or were you blind to them all along? Comment the last time you spotted one of these signs, or when you missed them completely. And stay till the end, because the last sign flips everything you thought you knew. You're sitting in a cafe. Laptop open, headphones in, pretending to work, but your mind keeps drifting. There's a girl across the room. You noticed her the second she walked in, and every few minutes she shifts in her seat, glances up, looks at her phone, looks away, looks again. You start to wonder, is she just bored? Or is that ... something else? Here's what most guys don't realize. When a woman is drawn to you, she rarely walks over and says it. Instead, she creates gravity, a subtle shift in her. Energy, a soft pull you can almost feel in your chest, but can't quite explain. And it starts with how she positions herself in your orbit. She doesn't sit across the cafe randomly. She chooses that seat, the one that puts her in your peripheral vision. She might glance at you only when you're not looking. And yet, somehow, every time you look up, she's already looking away. Was that just timing? Or was she studying you? That's the invisible pull. The way she keeps turning slightly in your direction, even while scrolling her phone. The way her knees point toward you instead of the door. The way her laugh gets just a little louder when you walk past, like her body is trying to get your attention, even when her mind pretends she doesn't care. You probably thought she was just stretching, or shifting in her seat, or checking her notifications. But what's actually happening? Her subconscious is betraying her, because attraction isn't loud at first. It's soft, it's unspoken. It's strategic. She makes herself visible without making the first move. She orbits your space before she ever enters it. And most men? They never notice. But you're not most men. You're the kind of guy who's learning to see what other guys miss. So here's your next step. Next time you're out and you feel that strange sense that someone is just always near, don't write it off. Observe where her feet are pointed. Notice if she stays when she could leave. Pay attention to where her body turns, not where her eyes pretend to look. Because when she's hooked, she doesn't have to say a word. Her vibe says it all. You're at a house party. The music hums low in the background, voices buzzing all around. People weaving through the crowded room with half-filled cups and easy smiles. You're standing by the kitchen counter, locked in some half-deep conversation with a friend. When suddenly, it happens. She brushes past you, barely a touch. Her arm grazes yours. Her hand slides by your back as she squeezes through the crowd. Maybe her fingers linger just a second too long. Maybe her laugh escapes, light and playful, as if she's apologizing for the space she just invaded. You feel it. That jolt. That electricity dot, but your mind immediately pushes it aside. She probably just needed to get by, you tell yourself. Crowded room. Nothing more. That's what most guys do. They dismiss it. They label it as chance, as coincidence, as nothing worth remembering. But here's what's really happening underneath the surface. Women know the power of touch. It's not random. It's not clumsy. It's calculated, but in the softest, most untraceable way. When she brushes your arm, it's not just about passing by. It's about testing something. It's about sending a message without having to say anything at all. It's her way of asking, do you feel this too? And here's the part most men miss. It never feels like an accident to her. Imagine this. You're mid-conversation. And suddenly, her hand rests on your forearm as she laughs at your joke. Just for a second. Just enough to send a pulse through your body. She's laughing. You're smiling. It feels casual, right? Friendly, even. But beneath it, she's watching everything. She's watching if you lean in, if you tense up, if you pull away, or if you hold your ground. Because that touch, it's a probe, a test, a signal. She does it because she wants to feel how you respond. She wants to feel your energy, your calmness, your groundedness. She's trying to sync with you on a deeper, primal level. Here's what's even crazier. Once she feels safe touching you, the game changes, because physical contact isn't just about skin. It's about trust. And if she keeps finding little ways to touch you, adjusting your collar, brushing lint off your jacket, leaning her leg against yours under the table, she's already hooked. Most guys chalk it up to coincidence. But you won't anymore. You're sharper than that now. You'll see it when it happens. And here's what you do the next time she initiates that accidental touch. Don't flinch. Don't rush. Just pause. Hold steady eye contact. Let the silence sit for half a second longer than you normally would. Watch her reaction, because when you hold your ground in that charged space, that's when she realizes she's not the only one in control. That's when she knows you feel it too. And from there, everything changes. There's something strangely hypnotic about the way people mirror each other. You've probably seen it before and never thought twice. Two friends sitting at a cafe, both leaning forward at the same angle, sipping their drinks at the same pace, even laughing in unison without knowing why. But here's what you didn't know. When a woman starts mirroring you, her posture, her gestures, even her speech patterns, it's never random. It's primal, deeply wired. And it's one of the clearest, most overlooked signs that she's already pulled into your vibe. Picture this. You're on a casual date. Nothing too serious yet. You lean back in your chair, arms relaxed, confident but calm. A few minutes later, she subtly shifts in her seat, leaning back too. She crosses her legs right after you do. When you take a sip of your drink, you catch her doing the same, just a moment later. It almost feels like a dance you didn't agree to, but your body leads. And hers follows. At first, you won't even notice. Most guys don't. They're too caught up in their own thoughts, too busy wondering if they said the right thing or made her laugh enough. But the truth? She's already locked in. Her body is syncing with yours automatically. Because mirroring is her subconscious way of saying, I'm comfortable around you. I'm connected to you. I want to feel closer. You probably didn't even realize it, but she did. This is where emotional contrast kicks in. On the surface, she's just sitting there, casually enjoying the moment. But underneath, her mind is locked onto yours, matching your energy without a single word. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. You'll notice how her tone shifts to match yours. If you speak slowly and calmly, she softens her voice. If you gesture a certain way, she does too. If you lean in, she leans right along with you. It's subtle, almost invisible to the untrained eye. But now, you're not untrained anymore. You're starting to see the signs most men miss. And here's the fun part. Once you notice her mirroring, you can actually take control of the dynamic. Next time you see it happen, do this. Shift your posture slowly. Cross your arms, then uncross them. Lean forward just slightly and watch if she follows. When she does, that's your green light. Hold her gaze. Smile, just slightly. Let her feel that you know exactly what's happening. Because in that moment, she's not just mirroring your body. She's mirroring your desire. And whether she realizes it or not, she's already hooked. It always starts the same way. You're somewhere loud, maybe a bar or a party, the kind of place where words fade into background noise. And yet, there it is again. That feeling, that strange pull, like someone's eyes are burning into you. From across the room, you glance around, almost casually, and you catch it. Her eyes, locked on you, but just as quickly as you notice, she looks away, fast, like it never happened. Like she was just scanning the room, lost in thought, distracted. You probably tell yourself it was nothing. Must have been a coincidence, you think. She wasn't looking at me. No way. But deep down, you feel it. The heat lingering from that brief electric glance. The question echoing in your chest. Was that a signal? Or just a fluke? Here's the truth most men never learn. Women speak volumes through their eyes long before they ever open their mouths. Her gaze is a message, wrapped in layers of subtlety and silence. It's the first real confession of her interest, and it's also the easiest to miss. Because eye contact, for women, isn't accidental. It's intentional, strategic, designed to test your awareness without putting her in the vulnerable position of saying it outright. And the longer she holds that glance, the louder her message becomes. Picture this. You're standing at the bar, waiting for your drink. She's across the room with her friends, laughing, pretending to focus on their conversation. But every minute or two, her eyes drift back to you. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. Each time you catch her, she quickly looks away. She tucks her hair behind her ear. She checks her phone. She takes a sip of her drink, as if to say, "Oh, I wasn't really looking." But here's what's really happening inside her mind. She's drawn in, curious, pulled by something she can't fully explain. She keeps looking because you've already claimed space in her thoughts. And her stolen glances are her way of keeping you within reach, without risking rejection. It's a dance of hesitation and longing. Her eyes say, "I see you." Her body says, "I'm still deciding." Her mind says, "Don't get caught staring." But don't look away too soon, either. And here's the difference between guys who get lost in the noise and guys who actually connect. Most guys don't even notice it's happening. But you're learning to see clearly now. So here's your move the next time you catch her in this silent tug of war. Don't look away first. Hold her gaze, just for a beat longer than feels comfortable. Let her feel that you're aware of her attention and unbothered by it. And then offer the faintest, most subtle smile. The kind of smile that says, "I see you too." Because when you hold her in that gaze, everything else fades. In that moment, you're no longer just a guy in the room. You're the one she can't look away from. It usually starts somewhere quiet. Maybe you're sitting side by side on a couch after hours of playful banter, or walking slowly through the city at night when the energy shifts. The jokes fade, the laughter softens, and suddenly her tone drops just slightly, as if she's peeling away a layer neither of you planned for. She leans in, her voice lowers. Her words become slower, more intentional. And then she asks you something you didn't expect. "So, what scares you the most?" The question hangs there, suspended between you both, weighty but soft. At first, you freeze inside. Why is she asking that? You wonder. This got deep fast. Your instinct might be to dodge it, to keep things light, to brush it off with humor. But don't, because right there, in that exact moment, she's telling you something far more important than the question itself. She's revealing her emotional curiosity. This is where most guys miss it entirely. They think she's just making conversation, or that maybe she's just a deep type, always asking serious questions. But the truth is simpler and far more powerful. When a woman starts asking about your past, your fears, your dreams, or even those weird childhood memories you rarely share, it's never just small talk. It's intimacy, camouflaged as curiosity. Because women don't ask those kinds of questions with everyone. They save them for the men they're drawn to on a deeper emotional level. The ones who have already sparked something inside them. The ones they see as potential for more than just surface-level connection. Her questions aren't random. They're guided by instinct. She's not just trying to learn about your hobbies or your favorite movie. She wants to feel your inner world, to understand what shaped you, what makes you tick, what makes you afraid, driven, alive. It's emotional investment in disguise. And here's where the emotional contrast kicks in again. You might think she's just trying to pass the time, but what she's really doing is letting you into her emotional space, slowly, carefully, but deliberately. And most men? They blow right past it. They answer with surface-level words, never realizing she was giving them her full attention. But not you, because you're the guy who sees deeper now. Here's your move when it happens next time. Don't hide behind shallow answers. Meet her question with honesty. Let yourself be real, not to impress her, but to connect. Because when you do, you unlock something most men never will. You move beyond attraction into something magnetic. Something that lingers, something that keeps her coming back. There's a certain moment with women that most men completely misread. It's playful, it's fast, it's laced with jokes and sly grins. And it almost always slips right past the guys who aren't paying attention. It's the teasing, the playful little digs, the sarcastic comments, the way she calls you trouble, with that unmistakable glint in her eyes. And here's the thing, you've probably been there before. You're in the middle of a conversation, everything flowing easily. Suddenly, she tilts her head, raises an eyebrow, and says something like, "Oh, you're one of those guys, huh?" It stings for half a second, but then she smirks, her eyes locked on yours, daring you to respond. You laugh it off. Maybe you tease her back, maybe you don't, but you miss what's really happening, because that teasing, that playful back and forth, it's not just banner. It's seduction, hidden in plain sight. Here's the truth most guys don't see. When a woman starts teasing you, especially with that mixture of sarcasm and curiosity, it's not random. It's not just her being funny. It's her way of testing your frame. She's measuring your energy, seeing if you can take a hit without flinching, checking if you'll crumble under playful pressure, or if you'll stand there, calm, steady, unshaken. Because attraction, at its core, is a tension game. And teasing is her tool to create it. Think about it. You're sitting next to her at a bar. She leans in, half whispering, "I bet you get away with way too much." You grin, unsure whether to laugh or defend yourself, and she keeps going. "Yep, I can tell. You're probably trouble." It's not just words. It's a challenge. She's watching how you react. If you get defensive, if you shy away, if you try too hard to prove her wrong, you've already lost the game. But if you lean into it, if you smirk, take a slow sip of your drink, and respond with playful calm, trouble? You have no idea. Everything shifts. Suddenly, the tension crackles between you. Her playful teasing turns into something heavier. Her eyes linger a little longer. Her laughter gets softer, warmer, more connected. Because in that moment, she realizes something important. You're not easily shaken. You can handle her energy, her playful tests, her sparks of fire. And that is magnetic. Most men never pass that test. But you're learning to see it now. Here's your move next time she starts teasing. Don't take it too seriously. Tease her back, lightly but confidently. Smile, not to win, but to share the moment. Let her feel that you're not just playing along. You're leading the game. Because when you can hold playful tension without flinching, she doesn't just notice. She surrenders to it. There's a point in every connection where something shifts. It's subtle, quiet. It doesn't come with fireworks or grand gestures. But if you're paying attention, you'll feel it. It's when she starts investing in your world. Not through words, through actions. Small, almost invisible at first. but they reveal everything. It starts like this. You casually mention, in passing, that you've been swamped at work lately. You don't think much of it. It was just part of the conversation. But a week later, she texts you out of nowhere. Not with the usual small talk. She asks, "Hey, how did your project turn out? You've been on my mind." And you pause for a second. Wait, she remembered? That's when it hits you. She's paying attention. Not the kind of surface-level attention that fades after a conversation, but real attention. The kind that sticks. The kind that cares. This is what most guys miss completely. They think attraction is only about flirting or laughter or compliments. But the deepest form of attraction, it's commitment. Emotional investment. And it shows up in quiet, consistent ways that don't always look romantic on the surface. She remembers the name of your childhood dog. She surprises you with your favorite snack on a random Tuesday. She rearranges her schedule to meet you after work, even though she's exhausted. She checks in before your big meeting, not because she has to, but because she wants to. These things don't scream attraction. They whisper it. And here's the emotional contrast most men never see. You think she's just thoughtful, sweet, kind. But what's really happening? She's emotionally investing, slowly wrapping parts of her life around yours. She's giving you the most valuable thing she has. Her time, her focus, her energy. It's no longer just about chemistry. It's about care. And that care doesn't come easy. Women don't give it freely to every guy they meet. It's reserved for the rare ones who make them feel safe, intrigued, respected, and connected. The truth is, once she's hooked on your vibe, it's not about games anymore. It's about loyalty. Picture this. You're sitting at home one evening, scrolling through your phone, when suddenly you get a text from her. It's a photo of a book you mentioned wanting to read weeks ago. She saw it at the bookstore and thought of you. She bought it. She didn't have to do that. Nobody asked her to. But she did. Not because she's trying to win your approval. Not because she's hoping for something in return. Because when a woman's drawn to you on a deep, emotional level, giving to you feels good to her. Investing in your world feels natural. And that's when you know she's truly hooked. Most men never recognize this moment. They take it for granted, thinking, oh, she's just nice. But you're not most men. You see it clearly now. Here's your move. When she makes these little investments, when she shows up, remembers, gives, and cares, don't brush it off or ignore it. Acknowledge it. Appreciate it. Match it with your own presence, and intentionality. Why not with grand gestures? With something simpler. Respect. Because when she starts folding herself into your life like that, you've already won the game. Most guys don't even realize they're playing. She's not just attracted anymore. She's aligned. And from here on out, everything you share becomes something deeper. Something lasting. When her world starts blending into yours, you're not just the guy she's dating. You're the guy she's choosing. Over and over again. Let's pull it all together. Because right now, your mind is probably racing, replaying past moments you might have missed, wondering if she's been showing you these signs all along. So here's your simple checklist. Does she subtly face you, even when she pretends to be distracted? Has she accidentally touched you more than once, brushing your arm, leaning in a little too close, finding ways to close that space? Does she mirror your body language, your posture, even your words, like an invisible dance you didn't know you were leading? Do her eyes linger just a second too long before darting away, again and again? Is she asking personal questions that go beyond the surface, pulling you into deep, emotional territory? Does she tease you, challenge you, and playfully push your buttons just to see how you'll respond? And finally, has she started quietly investing in your world? Her time, her energy, her heart. If you said yes to 3 or more of these, she's not just interested. She's already hooked. And now, you see it.